Mr. Rose, can you tell us a little bit about your life?
I think I should start from the very beginning. I was born in a little town called North Liberty in Pennsylvania. And I lived there for a number of years. Grew up there and worked on a farm with my folks. And for some reason or another, we decided to move. And we went to a little town called Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And Newcastle's kind of on the border of Pennsylvania and the Ohio frontier. There wasn't much in Ohio. Pretty much everybody stopped when they got over the Pennsylvania line. And I was raised there most of my time. I didn't have much book learning. I think I went to maybe 1 or 2 years, and that was about it. So I grew up mostly hunting, fishing, doing all the outdoor stuff. Loved it. And always had an itch to go out and do something a little bit more adventuresome than farming. I run into a fellow there that was about my age when I was 19. He was about the same age. His name was Joe Lewis. And me and Joe became fast friends. And we spent a lot of time out in the woods talking, trying to figure out what we wanted to do when we was growing up. And finally, one day we decided that staying in Newcastle, Pennsylvania wasn't for us, and we wanted to do something different. So we got us a little boat, and we went down to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh was only, I'd say 40 miles down the river. We lived in Newcastle. It was on the Beaver River. I think they called it the Beaver River because there was a lot of beaver on that river. Anyway, we went down to Pittsburgh, and we were going to try to get us a job down there. Maybe driving a stagecoach or something like that would be a little more exciting. Well, there wasn't nobody hiring people for a stagecoach, and the only job we could find was we hired on as deckhands on a steamboat. And the boat was going to go down to St. Louis. And we thought that'd be real interesting, go down to St. Louis. Well, that was a place where a lot of the Rocky Mountain boys, the trappers and the traders would go. We hired on this steamboat, which was run, of course, by steam, a wood-burning engine. And the first day we were there, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, we got paid a magnificent wage of $2.50, which wasn't very much, but we got our food and a place to sleep, which we didn't get to do either, because every time we went to sleep, somebody'd holler, "Hey, ye, wake up and haul in the wood." So we hauled the wood in so they'd have some wood to burn in the engine. And then we'd try to go back to sleep, and then somebody'd holler, "Hey, ye, wake up, we got baggage to unload." And I said, son of a gun. We never did get to sleep very much on that trip. It took us a whole month to get to St. Louis. By the time we got to St. Louis, we decided maybe we'd rather join up with them boys and go out west. They tell us a little bit about the Rocky Mountains. And I said, what can you tell me about that? They said, well, you can hire on and you become a camp cook or a skinner or somebody to take care of the mules or the horses. And you'd have to start out in that kind of a position. And you would have to help the trappers and the traders clean up their traps and stuff and take care of anything that they needed done, because they were the important folks there. So I'd like to tell you a little bit give you a short description of the manners and the habits of the Rocky Mountain boys, trapper, trader. St. Louis was the principal depot of where they went to move out west. And all the companies were formed there. And there were a lot of raw recruits like me they were compelled, like I said, to take some time and clean up and dress the game and stretch the pelts. And the old trappers and traders, they spent most of their time sitting around the campfire, smoking their pipe and telling stories, which they were pretty good at. When you get into the Rocky Mountains, the big problem is you have a lot of Indians out there that are not too friendly. As a matter of fact, they hate the trapper traders because they think they're stealing their beaver pelts. And you had to watch out for them because they were sneaky and terrible to deal with. And the mountains were full of them. They were the mortal enemies of the trapper.